Hey guys, welcome to SmackDown Wrestling Reviews. I'm your host Boise, and we have got a SmackDown Live with a lot of firsts. Here we go. We started off the show as we start off every other show with an opening segment, but I'm not going to complain too much because the opening segment was Miz TV, and obviously it's must-see TV, and he had the New Day on, pretty much trying to work out which member of the New Day will be taking part in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And it was difficult to say. It wasn't the best Miz TV segment I've ever seen, but it definitely added an extra layer to the Money in the Bank suitcase, because literally the New Day are not going to tell anyone until the night of the show, which is great. It adds that extra bit of mystery. It's like a, mystery opponent for Money in the Bank. I'm really excited to see how this goes. But the promo itself went on a little bit longer than it needed to be, and it kind of put it down a little bit. Just don't get me wrong, I like the New Day, but a little bit too much gets a bit irritating in my opinion, and that's what happened unfortunately. Bit too much New Day, lowered it down. After that, obviously the Miz insulted the New Day. They decided Big E was going to take on the Miz. The Miz decided nope, and decided to walk backstage after pancakes thrown in his face. Shame. And that was funny. Paige was there backstage waiting for him, told him to get back out there because he's having the match. For me, not the best, not the best Miz TV segment, but very much entertaining when it was good. So I'm going to give this a good 6 out of 10. Good start to the show. Moves us on to our first match of the night, which was The Miz taking on Big E. And I've got to say, this was the first time these two have ever competed. So a lot of firsts. Started off with the first match of the night. See how the theme's going so far, guys. Yes, it was pretty much the first time these two have faced each other in singles competitors in WWE. So I thought that was quite cool. The match itself was very, very murky at best. What I mean is, Big E's a powerhouse type of character, The Miz is a very much strategy type of character, and sometimes those two blends don't work too well. For me, it just felt like that at first. It was too much Big E messing about and too much New Day continuing their silliness from the Miz TV segment, which took away from the match. But once the match actually started getting a little bit more serious, the match was more entertaining. The Miz started countering, which was great. Big E's, he is athletic non-stop. He can pull off moves, which even surprised me for a big guy he is, which was fun. And then the Bar decided to get involved in the match because obviously they're still having a feud with the New Day, which is great, full stop. And Kofi Kingston jumping off Cesaro's arm to take out Sheamus. The guy's a highlight reel in my opinion. It was entertaining on that starter, and because of all the confusion, the Miz got the win. Great heel tactics, and this led on to saying that next week we will have a 6-man tag team match with Miz and the Bar teaming up to take on the New Day. For me, this was a good starting match, nothing special, but again I'm going to continue the 6 out of 10. The silly bits did take away a lot, but the match itself, once it got serious, was above average and fun to watch. And our next match was probably the quickest match of the night, and it was perfectly put together. It was Lana taking on Billie Kay for qualification for the Money in the Bank ladder match. And I am not gonna lie, Lana is the best. Was over. Lana Day was over. Aiden English teaming up with Rusev, his tag team partner, wife, was awesome as well. That worked together. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce's Iconics annoyance works so well, and the crowd just eat it up each time, which is fantastic. And it being a quick match, which helps Lana out, I'm not gonna lie, helped the match itself. It was literally less than 30 seconds, it felt. I think it was like a minute or less. And Lana got the win. She's qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match, which is great, and the cheers were fantastic. And you heard the crowds chanting Lana Day, which was fantastic as well. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. The match was quick enough, but the atmosphere and Aiden English just taking part in it was brilliant. Getting the crowd over for Lana worked fantastic. Well done. Next up we had Andrade, Cien, Almas and his manager Zelina Vega pretty much beat up a local talent. Obviously Vega, she didn't get involved in the match. Duh, she's his manager. Well, she's been involved in his matches before in NXT, but this is SmackDown, she's not doing that yet. But the match itself was a typical local talent taking on a superstar. Those local talent had no chance, but it was interesting. The crowd was so behind the local lad. It was funny. Andrade just took him out in no time, got the win. You know, they're building him up for SmackDown Live. They're building him up for the main roster. I can't complain too much. I just want to see him take on some big stars now. I just want to see him taking on the bigger names. So right now, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Mainly because it's just kosher kind of matches. No complaints. Next up, we had Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles reveal the stipulation of their Money in the Bank match for the WWE title, and this was great. Shinsuke Nakamura was good heel tactics, pretty much stating he's going to take over the house for AJ built, which is good. You know, promos are Nakamura's strongest point, but seeing as he's turned heel and he's using his, you know, not understanding English too well kind of tactics is brilliant. I found this entertaining. AJ said, "You're a disappointment. You're not the Nakamura we wanted on SmackDown Live." And Nakamura and him got into a brawl. This was brilliant. Nakamura started doing the count to 10, which indicated it is a last man standing match, which we will get at Money in the Bank. For me, this is a good conclusion. Hopefully, I want Nakamura to win because I think he's got a good heel and he'll be a great heel champion, and it will allow AJ to have some rest of holding SmackDown Live. I think Nakamura is a good person to put the title on right now because he's going to be entertaining, especially if he takes on other faces like Daniel Bryan and so on for the WWE title. It will be entertaining nonetheless. But yes, interesting. I can't wait to see how this match goes. Hopefully it'll be better than what we got at the Greatest Royal Rumble and Backlash, and hopefully it'll be at the same level, even better than what we got at London last week, because that was an absolutely brilliant match. So for me, this segment, it's just a basic segment, but what they did to get it over was brilliant. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. So, you know, good work. So we had a tag team match. Now this would be a #1 contenders match for the SmackDown tag team titles. Thankfully, we now know that SmackDown tag team titles will be defended because they weren't defended at Backlash, and this is quite good fun. This was Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson taking on the Usos, and the booking team did the right thing and not give us too much Usos. I love watching the Usos wrestle, and I think they are one of the best tag teams, but it's time to build up a tag team, and Gallows and Anderson coming over from Raw, they need that momentum. Beating the Usos is great. They beat them clean, and they had a good promo at the start of the match where they just said, look, we respect you, Us. They even said Us quite a few times, not in a disrespectful kind of way. They were very much clear. We respect you, but you guys have lost to the Bludgeon Brothers. We've not taken them on. We want that opportunity. It was great. Good match. It was quick, very quick. Wish it could have been longer. That's the problem. A lot of the matches of the night were quicker than they should have been, and if they had more time, it would have been brilliant. But saying that, if we had more time, it would be a 3-hour show, which would destroy SmackDown. So saying that, I take the quicker matches because it means I want more later on SmackDown. So yes, decent match. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. There's a lot of 6 out of 10s, but it was fun. It was exciting. I enjoyed it. Now it takes us to the last qualifying match of the night, which was Naomi taking on Sonya Deville. And again, qualifier match for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and it's got to be the worst match of the night. I thought Lana's match would be bad when they announced it last week, but no, because they wrote it perfectly for her, this one just felt a little bit... There was a lot of botches, let's just say that. But yes, Naomi and Sonya Deville just pretty much kicked the crap out of each other. Naomi got the pinfall with a very awkward looking submission. Well, not even. It was a flip over to a pin, which didn't look like it worked out as well as they were hoping. But yeah, Naomi has qualified, so we have all the SmackDown women are now set up for the women's Money in the Bank match. Now we know it's going to be Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Lana and Naomi. Good roster. It's pretty much Lana's turn babyface as well, so it's a very strong babyface kind of team on that side of SmackDown. So for me, weakest match of the night, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10, mainly because there was a lot of botches. This takes us on to our main event of the night, which was Daniel Bryan taking on Jeff Hardy for the first time in ever. And not just that, the winner will take on Samoa Joe, and the winner of that match will qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, this was great because we had Samoa Joe on commentating, which was fantastic. This was supposed to be Big Cass and Samoa Joe's match, but because Big Cass is injured because of Daniel Bryan, yeah, he can't take part. And Jeff Hardy and Daniel Bryan had an absolutely brilliant match. Again, I'm going to say this again. If we had more time with Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy, it could have been an absolutely fantastic match. Unfortunately, with SmackDown only being 2 hours long, you kind of lose a bit. And I gotta say, it's that whole thing, well, if it was a little bit longer, no, because it would be a 3-hour show. Don't want a 3-hour show. But I just want more Jeff Hardy and Daniel Bryan, because the match itself was absolutely the best match of the night, in my opinion. It was all fast-paced. Daniel Bryan's just absolutely technical wrestling at its best. Momentum wrestling from Jeff Hardy is just fantastic. And Samoa Joe on the mic was just icing on a brilliant cake. And the match itself was so back and forth. You just didn't know who was going to win. You were thinking, if Jeff wins, I would love to see Jeff versus Samoa Joe. I haven't seen that in a WWE ring. But saying that, I'd love to see Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe, because I've never seen that in a WWE ring. But to be honest, I won't lie, I was thinking I would love Samoa Joe to just get involved in the match full stop and turn it into a triple threat match next week, so we could see Jeff Hardy, Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe fight it out for the last spot, because let's be honest, that would be brilliant as well. But no, thankfully Samoa Joe didn't get involved. But the match itself was brilliant. Daniel did win. He made Jeff Hardy tap out, because Jeff is still playing on that injured leg from which Jinder Mahal gave him a few months back. He's still working that as an injury, and that was good. That made Jeff tap out. Everyone burst into the yes chants. And then Samoa Joe just stops it, shouting, Daniel, why are you celebrating? You pretty much have to fight me next. And I was like, I really want to see this match now. Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan. But for me, brilliant match, entertaining from start to finish. And I could not wait for the main event next week, where it's Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. And there you go, guys. It was a SmackDown of first, Lana's first singles win. Big E and Miz taking each other on for the first time ever, and Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy taking each other on for the first time ever. What did I think? I think it was a very strong episode of SmackDown Live. There was every match felt a little bit shorter because there was a lot more matches than we usually have. We usually have about 4 matches on SmackDown. This time we had 6, and you could see it did affect the show a little bit for for airing. But it was a good, strong episode. It's really pushing the Money in the Bank. I think SmackDown feels like the show to watch right now, and I cannot wait for the main event when we got Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan next week. It's just going to be absolutely brilliant. But there you go, guys. That is SmackDown Live for this week. I'm going to give this a solid 7 out of 10 because, again, it was a strong show. It was stronger than what we got on Raw. And there you go. If you don't agree, guys, put it in the comments below. If you do agree, put it in the comments below. If you just love the show, please like, subscribe, press that notification button, press the bell, and I will see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews. I've been Boise. You can follow me at Boise88, and you can follow the channel itself at Smack Talk YouTube. That's YouTube, and I'll see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews.